Product and system education. Your host for today, Shabu, who's going to be discussing our product called Blister. The book's going to be done by Divya. The streaming is going to be done by Jonathan. And the system is going to be done by Compton and Nadia.
Awesome.
So with that being said, welcome Shabu.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone. My name is Shabu Tamro, sponsored by Betty Gadio, who happened to be my brother-in-law. My diamond is Sanjeev Sahai. Well, I'm here to do presentation on the Pepsodent toothpaste, the glitter, and then the toothbrush right here. I would like to start with the toothpaste. Is everybody on board?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. This is what I used all the time since I came here, even since I was way back in Africa. This is a toothpaste. This is how it looks like, and then the retail price is $5.20, and the IBO cost is $4.42, and it has the PV and the BV 1.24 and then 3.72 BV. And this is, I mean, with the price I just mentioned, is quite cool. It is very good for your health. Whitens your teeth and remove all the stains in the teeth. It removes all the plaques and then polishes the teeth to a brilliant shine, which is something everybody wants. And then it also helps prevent demineralization, which can lead to decay. The last time I was telling a friend about it, he smokes a lot, and then he keeps talking about his teeth messing up, having teeth pairings and all those stuff. So I was advising him I had these awesome products that he would want to have to try, I mean, which helps a lot in terms of health. So he said, okay, no problem, I want to buy one from you and try it and see how it works. And then I said, yeah, that would be awesome. I mean, I've been using this for a couple months, and then I know what I'm talking about. And then one thing I like about this product is when you use it, it gives you some kind of refreshment in your teeth. You know, it stays in your teeth for a couple of hours, which doesn't happen compared to other toothpaste. And then that's one most important thing about this thing. It removes all the plaques, the stains in your teeth, keeps the teeth so clean. And then one amazing thing about this thing is 100% natural. You know, it's all natural, which is something very, very important compared to today's technology. You know, we have a lot of things that are made out of chemicals that are not good for our systems, that are not good for our health. That isn't this. This isn't this Amway toothpaste. This is an amazing product that everybody would like to try their hands on. Not for the money you're spending in it, but for your health. I would rather spend billions of money just to keep my health good than spending like little bit amount of money instead of keeping my health good. I would rather, you know, keep getting it worse. They have another one. This is the small type. It comes in 6 packs. I usually buy this for whenever I'm going to function. I buy like 1 pack, keep it in my bag. I have no problem. Go everywhere with it, which is awesome. This is also another one. How many people use this? Can anybody say woo? Whoever use that? Ooh, awesome. That's amazing. You know, that's one thing I like about this business. Business owners always use their products, you know, and then that's very, very important thing, so that you'll be able to tell your customers about it, you know. This is $9 and for the retail price, and then IBA costs 7.63 cents. The PV value is 2.13, and then the BV is 6.49. Isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is also concentrated for extra value and effectiveness. A 2-ounce bottle take the place of two 5-ounce bottle of ordinary rinses, which is quite amazing. Is also the usage 100 uses per bottle, and the recommended uses is 2 uses per day. The IBO cost per use is 0.08, and then the retail cost per use is 0. I always keep this in my bottle wherever I go, work, anywhere I'm going. I mean, I don't care what people say about that, but it's always good. I keep it with myself, and then sometimes I wake up in the morning and I forget to use it. I just brush my teeth and there I go. And then when I get away, and I always shoot, I forgot to use this glister. I just take it out, get some water, and there I go. So it's also very, very good product.
Shaibu, how many squirts do you have to put in it?
Come again?
How many squirts?
You put 3.
3, okay.
Yeah. So that's it. You put 3 in it, and then add a little bit of water, and then you're good to go. And then I also have the toothbrush here with me. This, I don't want to exaggerate, but I just want to come out with a fact of this. I've never used a toothbrush like this ever in my life before. I'm not trying to exaggerate, like I said, because I'm a business owner, and then it's also my product. But that's the truth about this thing. It's very soft, and then it's able to get into every part of your tooth. You know, little hole, how big little the tooth is, and brings out every dirt in your tooth. You know, one part of our system that we should be taking very, very good care of is our tooth, from there to the eyes, and then any other part. And then this is rather for you to, invest all your money into any product, you know, these green natural products, in order to take care of your tooth, other than, you know, using any other products. And then at the end of the day, you might end up having the tooth problems. And then you might be spending money more than what you would have spent in getting products like this, you know, all natural, good for your health, which is very, very important. So I believe everybody in this business has used this toothbrush, and then I've used it personally, and then I liked it. One thing I like about this toothbrush is it's very soft, not compared to the other toothbrushes that are very hard. You can't even brush your teeth because you feel pains in your gum when you try to brush it hard. But this toothbrush is different as compared to that. It's very soft, and then you brush your teeth at ease, you relax, you brush it, and then whenever I'm brushing my tooth with this, I don't feel like taking it out, because you know, I know it's funny, but I feel so much comfortable. I feel like I'm having massage on my tooth, you know. Yeah. Like I said, I'm not exaggerating, but I'm just trying to bring out the facts, you know, the truth behind these all products. And then one thing I like about Amway, one important thing I like about this business is whatever you see online or whatever description they give for this product, it is the same, you know, effect it takes. You know, it's the same thing it does. Not like other companies will tell you it does it, it does that, it does it, and then when you get it, no, it's different thing altogether. This business is not like that. These products are not like that. It's the same thing they describe to whatever you read about it. It's the same function it plays. So that's, like I said, this is also a very, very important thing I use all the time, everywhere, anywhere I go. I buy it all the time, put it in my bag in case I'm traveling, I'm going anywhere out of the town or city. Then I don't worry about toothbrush. So I'm entreating everybody who haven't used it to try it, and then you'll be able to explain what I'm trying to say. Is anybody who has used this product I'm talking about? The glister, toothpaste, and everything.
Yes,
Yeah.
no.
Awesome. I know everybody has used it. That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Yeah. Hold on, Kaibu. We got a testimony here.
Okay. Go ahead.
So I've been using Glister my whole life, and I've never had a cavity before. And every time I go to the dentist, they're like, "Wow, like your teeth are so great. What do you do?" And I'm like, "I literally just brush it with Glister." And I've never had a cavity, and it's like the best minty, refreshing toothpaste ever. I literally know.
Do you eat a lot of like?
Yeah, and it's not that I don't eat candy and stuff like that to not get cavities. I eat like everyone else does, but I've never had a cavity before because of our toothpaste and our mouthwash and just how great it is. Awesome.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, and then, I didn't mention this, but we have a little Glister to go. So it's like anytime you need anything, like if you're about to talk to people, just take a squirt. It's just like brushing your teeth really quickly.
Anybody else? Okay. All right. So hold on.
But you know one funny thing? Whenever I use this and then I go to work and I'm working, I'll be like, trying to breathe to whoever is closer to me. Then the person will be like, man, your teeth smell so good. What you been using? Just to make them curious. Like, man, I like that scent. What is that? I'm like, man, yeah, this is what I've been using out of my business. And then I don't mind if you want to try it. I can let you purchase some. So it's one trick I've been using. Whenever I'm using, I know I have a good smell. I don't care. I go whenever I'm cool. I'm yawning and then I intentionally blow the air. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Oh, my in-law, he's here. Baby, God, you want to share his testimony?
So my dad, he really loves Glister toothpaste. He don't really like toothpaste, but he like Glister toothpaste. So every time my mom she buys toothpaste, he hides it. So my mom thinking like, what happened? Where you go? And then so it forces my mom to buy some more toothpaste, and he still hides it. So she buys some more, and then later on, my mom finds the toothpaste and stuff. We're like, where all this toothpaste go? You're like, oh, I don't know. My dad said, you don't know, but because he likes it.
Thank you very much for this opportunity.
All right.
Yeah. Back to the host.
Okay, awesome.
All right, that was our product. Next, we have Divya. No.
Yeah.
Okay. We have Divya, which will be doing the book. So.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Divya Prasad. I'm sponsored by my awesome parents, Kamsa and Nadia Prasad. So today, today I'm going to be doing the book portion of Pase. And so really quickly, why is it important to read 15 minutes a day? There's a saying that says, not all readers are leaders, but all leaders are readers. In order to grow your business and be able to lead a team, you have to have the knowledge to back it up. And where better to get it than from successful people, and specifically picked books by our business and BWW. So, every day we're surrounded by negativity, and, we see things, we hear things on a daily basis, whether it's at work, at school, and you just come home for that 15 minutes and it's just like a bubble of positivity that you get to dilute all that negativity with and just feel, it's a great feeling. And there's a difference between reading to grow and just reading to finish. What I do when I read, I always have my laptop out. I used to take it in my notebook, but I just type a lot faster than I write. So I just recommend having a notebook, you know, a laptop there, and just take notes on everything. You know, even if it's just a little nugget from every chapter, it's just something there to just reiterate. It's like taking notes in school, you know, when your professor, and that's also how I look at reading for yourself. It's like, you know, you read textbooks for school. Well, this is reading a book for yourself, just to pick up just little pieces here and there that your professor doesn't teach. Notes can be taught in these books. So the book that I'm going to be talking about today is Everyone Communicates, Few Connect by John Maxwell. And I have some notes here on it. Okay, so John Maxwell says that in order to succeed, you must learn how to connect with people. And he shares 5 principles and 5 practices to develop the critical skill of connecting, which include finding common ground, keeping your communication simple, capturing people's interests, inspiring people, and staying authentic in all your relationships. So I have this quote from the book. It says, "People pay attention when something that is said connects with something they greatly desire." And the reason why I picked that quote to talk about is because now with the process, the 2 main things that we need to focus on are connection and mindset. So, you know, everyone is interested in themselves, you know, and when you're talking to them, they want to hear what you can do for them. And so our business has something for everyone. And so it's our job to be able to bridge the gap between what we have and what people need. And that comes from listening and connecting to people. So I just found this book really helpful for DTM and MG1, because those 2 are the first 2 steps of the process, and that is what sets the tone for the whole process. And it's just you being able to connect to people and you being able to listen and just apply your people skills and the 5 principles and practices that John Maxwell has in this book to just be able to, you know, set the tone for the rest of the process. Oh, there was one thing. Oh, my bookmark fell out. But there was one thing my mom actually wanted me to read really quickly.
I know it's too.
Welcome to the family, Jackson. Welcome to the family.
So they said, "Welcome to the family." Okay. Okay, really quickly, my mom wanted me to say this: what they know plus what they see and what they feel. So those are 3 things that people are looking for when you're talking to them. They want to know, or they want you to know what they know, what they see, and what they feel. So, you know, when you're connecting and you're trying to talk to people, those are 3 things that you want to keep in mind.
Awesome.
All right, that was Divya, who just did our book. Up next, we have streaming, which is going to be done with Jonathan. So let's all give a big hand for Jonathan.
Hey everybody. My name is Jonathan Smith, proudly sponsored by Celia Wilson down in Tallahassee, to Kenneth Drayton and Andrew Gonzalez, to Captain United Prasad, to our diamonds, Sanjeev and Shauna Sahai. So today I have the pleasure of talking about streaming. So what is streaming? Streaming with our business to learn and to keep growing. The great thing about it is that they gave us an opportunity to listen to all the different diamonds, all the different emeralds, everybody who speaks. Because there's so many functions that we have around the country, around the world, that we can't get to all of them. So what they did was they, we used to have CDs, and before that we had tapes. Well, I didn't have tapes, but people before that had tapes. What they did was they gathered all the different streams and put them online for us to listen to wherever we go. So you can listen to it while walking to class for some students, or driving to conference, or driving to work, wherever. So it allows you to listen and to hone in and to learn as you go. But one of the things that our diamonds, as you said, Sanjeev and Kumar and a lot of others, they said the best thing to do when you're listening to stream is to take notes. So kind of piggyback off what Divya said, definitely have like some notepad or something to write with, or even type, if that's your preferred method, to take notes and to study it. Because the best way, in my experience, especially dealing with the process that we have going on is to study the streams, because studying them will allow you to learn a lot more and allow to apply it as well. Yeah, so today, quick, I'm gonna go a real. Oh, also, one thing, also, you use 1 to 3 streams a day. A lot of people listen to 1 or 2, but want to go super core. If you want to go fast, listen to 3 streams, or however many you think you want to. I know I listen to 2, going from working back, and then I'll try to listen to 1 and sit down and study when I get home. That's what I do. Feel free to adjust it to however well you can fit it to your schedule uh, and so on. So yeah. So today I was gonna talk really quickly. So for the past week and a half, I've been listening to several streams dealing with the process to get my head wrapped around it. So one of them two of them I actually been listening to for the past 5 days is Meet and Greet 1 and Meet and Greet 2. Meet and Greet 1's by Dennis Nafty, and Meet and Greet 2 is by the Monacos. So in Meet and Greet 1, I'm just gonna give a quick some nuggets that I got from it. So and it kind of actually goes with exactly what Divya said. It's all about the mindset that you have when you're going into it. You want to identify if they have the right mindset when you're going to meet the person. And of course, for you, you got to have the right mindset. Is not going and, oh, I'm going to give this person a book and send them on their merry way. If they're serious, they read the book. No, it's about connecting, getting to know that person. You want to build trust. You want to build that relationship with them, so that you're going to become a potential partner. So you got to build that trust, build that relationship to where y'all are on the same page mostly. Another one I like is what is it? Oh well, so one thing I also like is that when you're talking to the person, it's by your own discernment, or it's by pretty much what he was saying is that when you're talking to a person and you're trying to feel out if they're the right partner or whatnot, it's all up to you at the end of the day. Because one thing that he says, I can't remember if it was Dennis or it was Monaco. Well, one thing he says that we don't recruit, we choose. So basically, how the NCAA and NFL, if you're football or NBA, NCAA recruits athletes. NFL chooses. They pick who they want. So that's exactly what we do. We don't recruit, we pick. That's 2 things from NG1, and then NG2. Monaco. Get to that page. All these pages I got. NG2. What I like what he talks about is basically it's kind of going back to NG1. You want to dress appropriately, have the right location, things like that. But also, he talks about you want to have flexibility, common sense, and discernment. That's the main 3 things you want to have when you're doing meet and greet too. Flexibility, you want to be flexible with that person who you're talking to. Common sense, of course, have common sense. Every person's different. You want to just don't take it as in like a robot. Think logically. Think about what you're doing. Think about how you want to help this person, things like that. And discernment, same thing. Like you want to feel out, whether or not this person is the right person to work with. Like I said, at the end of the day, you're choosing. You're not you're buying, you're not selling, basically. That's one thing, and then one more. Oh, and then of course, one thing is meet and greet 2 is to prepare that prospect to meet your mentors or slash team. So and that's what I like about the whole process. You're preparing them to get out that employee mindset, to become a business owner, to become a partner. So yeah, and if you definitely just getting started, I definitely talk to the person who invited you to get you on these streams, get you going. And definitely start streaming. If you haven't got onto it, start streaming definitely will help. It's helped me in the business, helped me out of the business. Heck, I wouldn't have this job if I, if it wasn't for the streams, what I've learned. And that's pretty much it. And back to the host.
That was good. That was streaming. That was just done by Jonathan. Did a great job. Up next, what we're gonna do is our activity report.
System.
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 Okay. All right. Sorry about that. All right. Sorry about that. It was my fault. What we're gonna do next is our system, which is gonna be done by Compton and Nadia.
Good evening, everyone. We are Compton Nadia Prasad. Very proud to be sponsored by Awesome Diamond Sanjeev and Shauna Sahai. And we have the privilege of doing system today. We're not just rapping, we're doing system today. Awesome. So, as everybody here listened to MG1 streaming by Dennis Nafti, BWW 1837.
Yeah.
Everybody?
Yeah.
Who wasn't? No, okay. Nobody here.
Have you guys?
No.
Not yet, right?
Not yet. Okay.
Okay, so before we get started,
Right.
just understand that if people that are sitting in the audience today, you're probably somewhere in the process. You probably have gone to a board plan 1. You probably have did a meet and greet 2, maybe a board plan 2, maybe a follow-up 1. You're somewhere in the process. So when we speak today, understand we're speaking to the business owners. We're speaking to the people who have already started building and who are doing some of these things. So if it goes over your head and you don't understand it, don't worry about it. Okay? So I just wanted new people to know that.
Yeah, but for the new people, some of the things that you're going to hear is what that your mentor was doing with you, right? Okay, so you'll have an understanding of this here. So, and so basically, what is the goal of a MG1, right? That's the first thing that Dennis was talking about. You know, why are you doing what you do? It's just a framework. Understand that these, in the whole process here, everything is just a framework or a mindset. Okay? And the goal of the process is to identify if this person who you're meeting with could become a potential partner, someone who you can work with. All right? And along the way in the process, you're going to be looking for red flags. And if you do come across a red flag, you stop and you address them right away. Okay? Like, for example, I did an MG1 for a guy named Tony that Navina contacted. He's a college student and he works also. And he was saying that, you know what, I don't have time to put 100% in this business, right? So that was a red flag there for me in terms of time. But then I asked him, what do you mean by 100%? He said, well, since I'm working here, I don't have. I said, well, for us, 100% means whatever time you have. If you have 10 hours to put in, that's 100%. You know, it's like a job. You don't go and work 24 hours a day at your job or you're to school all the time. So you put a block of time in school, a block of time in work. So whatever block of time you have, put that 100% into it. Okay, and then you're like, oh, that makes sense. And we moved on, right? In fact, I did the MG2 with him today. He read the book right away. He said, okay, another flag there was, I said, I'm jumping ahead of myself a little bit here. But one of the things he said was, I said, would you be able to read this book within 2 to 3 days? He said, no, you know, I'm busy. I can only do it within like 2 weeks, right? So I took the book back, right? I said, well, if you can't find some time to read this within 1 week, then it's not a priority. Then why should I invest in you? Then he said, you know what? But he took the book back. He said, I'm not going to go to the gym this week. I'm going to read the book.
Oh,
wow.
Right.
So what is it telling me? That he's hungry, right? He's humble, he's eager, which is some of the things that you're looking for in MG1 as you're sitting with that person. Okay? So I took a lot of notes here. Like who was saying about it? Taking notes. Sanjeev. No, Divya, yeah.
Oh,
Or no,
okay.
Jonathan. Everybody speaks about no, but Jonathan was saying as you're listening to a stream, you take the notes and then you go back and you sit and you study it. And this is all notes that I took on MG1 here, so okay. And okay. So Reverend, and every step, the MG1 is like Divya said, was the foundation. The dropping a message and the MG1 is the foundation of the whole process. You know, if the DTM is not good, then you may not get an appointment for your MG1. And if your MG1 is not good, then you're not going to be able to get to the MG2. So each step is building up to the next step. So like in the MG1, when you meet with them, the potential person, you let them know it is a process to going through here. Us meeting here today, right, is not for me to tell you about the business, right? It is for us to see if we can establish a relationship. I'm not looking to be a best buddy or a pal of the week club here, right? We just want to see if there's a connection between us. You know, now when you're doing that, you smile, you talk to the person, okay? And basically, you want them to know the reason why you are doing what you're doing too, right? You let them know in advance it's going to be a process of 6 steps at least, right? Where we're going to be meeting more than one time, right? So you actually, the whole process thing here is about programming them for the next step. Program so they're going to go to the next step, okay? And so basically, then you basically do some small talk now. You want to find out from him, like my question to them is, you know, could you tell me what has brought you to this point in life, right? So now they're going to tell you their storyline. You know, so I did an MG1. The guy said, well, you know what? Right now I'm in college. I'm doing IT, right? But you know, a couple of years ago, when I was in college, I had finished up 2 years, and then my mom died. He was 20 years of age at that time, and so he dropped out of school. It was very emotional for him, and you know, if you know, he had to go do 2 jobs and all of that stuff. But now he's starting to get his life back together. You know, so you don't take notes physically because you don't walk. In fact, the first thing you go to the MG1, you don't walk in with anything. Right? Like I say, I'm jumping back and forth here a little bit. They don't go in with anything, and the reason why, because you don't want to look like a salesperson or there to sell anything. And I let them know that too. I say, look, I don't have anything here with me. I'm here just coming for you to see me and for we looking at each other right now. Okay, and you can see a lot of people immediately kind of relax because most of the time they meet if it's a stranger, not your friends, right? They're kind of tense, like, you know, like, what is he coming here with? You know, he's not going to sell me anything. I'm not buying anything, kind of thing in the head, right? You know, right? And so your whole goal is to get them to relax a little bit so we can have a nice conversation and, you know, have that rapport, okay? And then, so, you know, I think I have too much notes here. I just tell you from the MG1s I'm doing. And if you listen to the MG1 streaming, you'll know. Okay? So basically, you say, listen, we're going to only meet here for like 20 to 30 minutes. All right? And you let them know, listen, you cannot learn everything about our business in 20 to 30 minutes. And that's the reason why we will have to meet on more than one occasion. Okay? So you want to find out his story. And then you want to also, you don't want to sound like an immigration officer or anything, or interrogating them, right? Just asking them questions. You want to tell them about your story also, right? And like for myself here, so I would say, you know, everybody's story is different. And every MG1 is going to be different also, because every individual is different, right? So just like I'm bouncing back and forth with my notes, at my MG1, I bounce back and forth, depending on what I'm hearing from that person. That's the way I would respond. But I'm going to have a set of questions I want to ask, right? And those questions, right, we got from Dennis Nafta CD. I mean, streaming. I'm still old-fashioned stream thing. So basically, you say, listen, the whole purpose of this is to build a rapport and establish a relationship, right? You tell them why you're going to ask them some questions, right? Also, you're looking to see if they're going to be an asset to you. And at the end of that, you're going to give the book. Now, you still determine if you want to give them the book. All right? Because you make that decision. If there's a lot of red flags, and when they're speaking, then you decide if you want them to continue or not. Okay? So we sit there for get to know each other. And then I say, listen, if I lend you a book, obviously I went through that already. If I lend you a book, how long would it take you to read it? Okay, and then they will say, well, listen, the purpose here of this one is after you read the book, you want to set up an appointment. If they say they're going to read the book between 2 to 3 days, sometimes they may say a week. I want to get back with them within 2 to 3 days. So I would say, okay, if you cannot finish the whole book, at least read up to page 30, right? Why up to page 30?
Because they'll know about the cash flow.
They're going to know about the cash flow quadrant, right? So you want them to start opening up their mind to start thinking stuff, okay? And then, so because very few people, unless they're very eager, would read the book within 2 to 3 days, right? They will take at least a week, right? But I want to get back with them because I don't want you see the process, they say 6 steps, I don't want it, or it should not be 6 weeks, right? Because it'll take me forever to build a business, right? So I want to do the process in 6 steps, right? Make sense? Okay. So if I can lend you the book, I want to get back with you 2 to 3 days, and I want to get back to you for a meet and greet, and then the BP1 within the 2 to 3 days, also within that week span. So you're actually shortening the process, but you're not diluting it or shortening it and skipping steps. Okay, like Kenneth had said, if you do that, when your business is like 10 or 12 deep, they're gonna only have 3 steps. Right? Okay, so you don't want to do that. You do not shorten the process, but you can actually speed it up. Right?
Also, can I just add something real quick? Just like Hunter said, if you're talking, say you have 3 people in the process right now, or 4, and you're going through these, say, 6-week process, and at the follow-up 2, you realize their time is not there, or the money, or for whatever it is that stops the process there. They can't go forward. Therefore, you've wasted 6 weeks with 3 people or 2 people, and you have to pretty much start all over again, right? So it's about having many people involved in the process and taking that condensing that 6 week to maybe 3 weeks. So at least by the end of 3 weeks, you haven't wasted a whole lot of time. But by then you will know, is this a person that I can work with or not? So make sense?
One question. Okay, so say like during the MG1, you get like a ton of red flags, and you already consider not giving them the book. Like, do you just cut it there? It's like, hey, like, you tell them up front, like, hey, like, you didn't make it through, or what?
I think Divya wants to answer that one.
No, because I we've studied the MG1.
Right.
So I remember Dennis Napty saying every red flag you address it. So it's
address it right here.
And like my parents and Uncle Jim has been saying, if there's no rigid, this is how it is, and this is what stops the process. And every person is different. Every MG1 is different. So say it's like a time concern, like with the not being able to put it 100%. Address it, because truly, if you talk to them about it, it's really not an issue, or you can really fix the problem. Or if it's money, you guys have the budgeting stuff. If it's not knowing people, everyone knows people, or so it's like you address them, because in reality, their issues it's something that can't be solved. So
unless it's something that you can't solve, then the process is over.
Yeah.
Then the process is over, and that is your judgment.
If you want to end the process, do it gracefully.
Right.
Okay. Okay, that's it, you out of here.
No, basically, you always want to leave a good taste in everyone's mouth.
Right.
When you leave, just say, at this time, the nice way would be, at this time, I don't think, you're ready for the next step based on what you have just told me.
Okay.
That's
right.
it.
I'll give you an example how all MG1s is different.
Right.
I have this young man named Tay here, right? I went to do an MG1 with him. And in this small talk conversation and getting to know each other, and I asked him the question, how did you get to this point in your life? So he's explaining to me. And in fact, when I first met him, when I asked him how he was doing, he was like, man, awesome. Right? Well, awesome is a word we use often, right? So we had a nice conversation. We connected at the beat, we dropped the message. And so we talked, and so he said, I had met this couple once, and they led me to some books, and those books have changed my life. And you know, I had an opportunity to go to a business convention. Was in Virginia, and I heard this couple. I heard this guy who was a millionaire, had a furniture store, and he went belly up, and through his business he became financially free. And this what is the name of this thing? This was FED. So but he did not go through the process. He went through the business the old-fashioned way. He went there, and then you know, I asked him, well, Tay, what happened from there on? Well, at that time, Tay was in love. And you know, at that time it wasn't right for him. So the business now came back into his life. Wow. You know, so right there now, I asked Tay, I'm looking for a red flag. I say, is there anything now that would stop you? Right? Because I want to hear, he said, if
whatever the objection is.
Right. And he said, at this time, no, nothing's stopping me. And, you know, but I'm still going to take him through the process so he can learn how the process is in order to build his business. Okay? Mm-hmm.
One last question. So, you know, like when you ask them, are they outcome focused or process focused? So, I've experienced like people like ask me at MG1, like how much is it? Do I tell them then, or do I tell them like you gotta go through the process?
No, I don't say you gotta go through the process. I said that's a great question, but that's something that we're gonna talk about in the next one. Okay. Remember, like Sanji said, don't get too fast. We have this is all right.
Right. Okay. That's what.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of, you want to get them through the steps without letting them know you have to wait for this. Like, for example, Compton, I did one Friday, and same thing. The guy was like, you know, you can see him eagerly sitting there waiting. All right, so are you going to tell me what this is?
Yeah,
Compton's like sitting back, relaxed, just having a conversation. And you can see this, the guy is like, okay, so tell me more. And then Compton was like, well, we will discuss that, you know, whatever question he had. If it was something that he could answer, he did. And if he didn't, he said, that's why we go through the process. Mm-hmm. That's why we go through the steps, because I want you to be able to fully understand what it is that we're doing by the time we're done with this. And he says, oh, he appreciated that. Mm-hmm. And we're meeting with them tomorrow again for the MG2. So the thing about it is that if you explain to people why you're doing what you're doing, and that, you know, it's a great question. Any questions that have, it's a great question, but we will go through that, you know, in the appropriate time.
I remember when I graduated from college, and I was, you know, interviewing with companies like DuPont and IBM and all of that stuff. You had 3 on-campus interviews, and then you went off campus, on the university campus. Okay, you had 3 interviews. And then after that, then you went to the company, and you had another 3 or 4 interviews.
Yeah, they have their process too.
Right, they have their process. In the first interview, I couldn't look at them and say, well, how much are you going to pay me? It's a professional, method.
And people understand that.
It's a moment for them to disqualify themselves there too.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Okay, so I would go through real quick, as Jonathan was talking about the MG2, you know, and a lot of things, I'm not going to reiterate all the stuff he said, because if you listen to the CD, you'll understand what it is, what's the purpose, how you dress, what you take with you, and all that stuff. But what we found out that with this, what we have done, Compton, and thanks to Miss Carol, we were able to put this together. We're able to put this thing together where it is actually visual for people to see who don't have a laptop that can pull it out there and take it with you. Sometimes Wi-Fi is a problem, sometimes you can't connect. So this is an easy, simple way of what we came up with to basically what Sanjeev sent us in the slideshow, just put it where it could be used this way. Okay, so those are the things then that you would want to talk about at the meet and greet. And the foundation for the meet and greet too is basically you're looking for people that are ambitious and that have a dream, the willingness to learn, the integrity, the accountability, the trustworthy, and basically build a case for themselves why you should go to the next level, right? Why should you get them to the board plan 1 where they get a chance to meet your mentor, right? At that point. And then you go through some of the goals, and if you have we all have the slideshow, and we're all using this, so you go through the goals with them real quick, and some of the concerns, right? Some of the concerns why people don't start their business, the capital, the time, the expertise, and the risk. And then when you want to get to where you come to the cash flow quadrant, at this point, because they have already read that in the book, right? And when you gave them at MG1, so at MG2, they have already went through this. So you go through this really quickly with them, the ESBI, and basically at that point you stop. You know, you basically said the rest of the, how to and all that is going to come when you come to the board plan 1. So at that point, you want to edify the speaker, if you know who the speaker is, or edify some people that they will meet there. For example, in our team, if you're working with Kenneth, depending on who in your upline, you want to edify your uplines so that they have or your mentor, so they have a chance to come out there and meet with them. Because this whole MG2 is about the who, is that who you're connected with. And so at that point, you want to, like I said, you want to go ahead and edify your upline. So when you bring them out there, they can get to meet your upline. And that's at the board plan 1. So
now also in the MG1, right, what you want to do is like kind of clear their schedule, because remember, you want to lead them to the next step, right? So at the MG1, you want to find out what are your Tuesday nights like. Okay, so like the Friday that we did the one-on-one, right, with it's a couple, we cleared their schedule. He said he works on Tuesday, but he has flexible schedule. He said he's not going to work Tuesday, he's coming to the BP1. Okay, also like today I did an MG1. I told the guy I met them as a couple, Spanish couple. He came by himself.
So they didn't give him the book.
I didn't give him the book. I said, I told you that my wife and Nadia was with me. I picked her up from the airport. I said that my wife and I build a business together, and I asked you if you make, at the MG1, if you make decisions by yourself, or would your wife have an influence? And he said, his wife have an influence. I said, but then, no, I said, then we need to reschedule again. You need to bring your wife to meet myself and Nadia. So he rescheduled right away on Wednesday. Okay. Right? Okay, but I didn't give him the book. That was it. All right. But I still built a little rapport and a little friendship with him, kind of, so that he wants to meet with me back. You understand? Okay. So, and
you're always creating that curiosity. It's like a peak to peak kind of thing, where they want to know the next step. They want to know the next step. And that's when you have somebody that's ready, that's vetted properly through the process.
Okay. But for more information, you have to go through for the IBOs, already IBOs, you need to go through the list of streaming that we give you, starting with the DTM and MG1, MG2, so that whenever the training is, you know exactly, because we cannot give you everything in 10 minutes,
Right. And also the Wayland tape is your Bible. Basically, that's everything. That's the entire process. So if you ever want to know, you always refer back to I love their tape. I mean, their streaming and their talks. I do have some more things that we're going to be sending out that our appliance sent today. No, we're going to just send those out.
Okay.
And
you can read it off.
I'll give you the message. Yeah. All right. So I think that's it. We're done for now, and we'll bring back the host. Back.
Right. That was give it up for Captain Nadia again. What we're going to do is our activity report. I like to bring up some okay. Report. I'm going to bring up all the new people. Jared, Kayla, Tay.
You're our celebrity today.
We're trying to do what you're excited about.
My name is Jared. I was invited by Dexter Sharp. He introduced me to Reggie a couple weeks ago about the business, and it seemed really interesting to me. So I hope to go through all the parts and get involved very soon.
Did you get your offer call?
Oh, your offer call. Today I did get my offer call. Yes, and I'm going to the Virginia function this coming weekend.
He has his ticket. He has his ticket.
Awesome.
All right.
Good stuff.
Hi everyone, I'm Kayla Reyes. I was invited by Dexter and then I met with Reggie. I'm still kind of going through the process. I will still be at the function though, and I'm excited to learn more things about this.
Hi everybody. Yeah, I was selling Xfinity in Walmart. They was trying to avoid me at first. I'm like, nah, I'll come in and talk to you. Yeah, I'm excited, y'all. I've always liked the products, so it's just fun to get back into it.
All right, that was our new people. Let's give it up for them one more time. Oh, does anybody, Tallahassee, anybody have any, or Jacksonville, anybody have any new people?
Not here in Tallahassee, not this location, no.
Okay.
No, in Jacksonville.
Activity now.
Activity now.
You could ask them for activity. Ask them if they have any activity.
You guys have any activities?
Yes, we definitely do. Yeah, we
Okay.
can go first, I guess. Yeah, get the camera thing going. Right. Sorry. Wait, what y'all doing? See me? Where you can see me. You will be able to see me, right. Hey guys, Celia Wilson, proud responsibility versus like Kenneth Drayton, Andrew Gonzalez, right there next to you guys there in Atlanta. And then of course, our awesome Sapphires going crown in a big way. Campton Nadia Prasad, after Sanjeev and Shauna, part of the Gala Galaxy. Very excited for conference happening this weekend. Really excited. We have a couple bands coming through. So like this 14th is gonna be rocking to make sure that everybody's confirmed, right? So it's a nice all-nighter kind of thing, you know? Right. But before I get to that, just wanted to give you guys our activity for the last week. But I'll say mine. Rodney and Roderick are gallivanting somewhere in Tallahassee. I'm joking. No. Rodney has big work to do, but he's online, so he'll most likely give his activity after mine. And then Roderick had some church commitments. You know, he a big time pastor, so you know he can't miss these significant events at church. So very excited by his leadership there at church and also here in the team. So I'll try my best to remember everything, but I'm pretty sure I'll need Rodney to remember a lot, you know. So we've been doing the process thing. We've been doing it. Last week was my kind of like a study mode, super study mode, to go through all the streams, take notes, copious notes, like what Rodney says, right? Copious notes and commit to memorization, right? Because we want to just get it right and hit the ground running. So also too, last week we built up ourselves with our books. We ordered a lot of Kiyosaki's, and they were all gone by the end of this week. So we have another order that we're going to be doing again today. So very excited by that. Last week I wasn't at Pase. I know you guys usually have a great time there. Wasn't at Pase because I was in Dallas, Texas. Yeah, nice, quick hop, skip, and a jump. In Dallas, Texas, very excited. It's a 24-hour drive back and forth, so it was very exciting to do that. Right, did it with Jarvis. He's one of our new launched guys, and he has a huge family there in Dallas. I was very excited to go there and to work with them. Now, almost all of his great aunts, even though I say they were great and they are great aunts to him, they're like super young. I don't know what's going on over there, but everybody's super young, right? Because I'm expecting to see like you know, mature people, but no, that wasn't the case. A lot of them, you know, supported. A lot of them placed orders for his business, and then he had a couple aunts who are pretty much 25-year-olds, you know, who have some interest in the business, so we connecting with them as well to follow up with them or what have you. It was really a lot of work. I liked it a lot because they were very curious. Because of course, anybody seeing their young son, a freshman in college, doing the business, you know, you have questions about what he's getting into. Make sure it doesn't take him away from his academics or what have you. And you know, I shared with him. We shared with them our credentials. I shared with him the credentials of our team, and I said we win at everything we do. You know, in most modest of terms, I try to say that. But yeah, you can't be a winner here and not be a winner at school. And I shared with him I shared with the family, you know, the accountability of our mentors, where we have to, you know, our grades came into our mentors to make sure that we're staying abreast with school. So just again, why Rodney isn't here, because he has to stay on top of school, you know. So we have a lot of pillars of success within the team that I was able to call upon and show that. And his family was super impressed by us, very excited that he's working with their mentorship team. They all know what Amway is, you know, but they thought it was just sales. They thought it was just sales. So I told them that, yeah, it was one of the biggest misconceptions of Amway. You know, that it's just pure sales, right? It's about building assets. So I was able to get some time, and they were grilling up me with questions, and I loved it because they were very, very curious because they didn't know, right? So they were very open-minded about everything. So that was a nice marathon that night. As soon as we got there, we had to go straight into presentation, and then we ended. And then the next morning, I had done an MG1 with this young lady before I got there. So this meeting I met with her was an MG2 there in Dallas. Got her. She's fired up. Asked her the questions from Dennis and Daniel Nafti. She's fired up. Her name is Jane Chioma, and she's getting registered on the 7th of April next month. So very excited, new member. Yes, yes, yes. Right. So that was very exciting. Very good work we did there. Very proud of Jarvis. It was a lot going on. He had lost his phone, lost his ID, a whole bunch of things, but he's a trooper. He's a trooper, and we just kept winning. The other thing too is when we were with Campton Nadia, I think a couple weekends ago, we had some challenges, time challenges of booking customer vibes, because we have a lot of customers here in Tallahassee but couldn't get to them. So wanted to report back on that, letting you guys know that we've all the leaders and everybody who has customers have made it a recurring event in our calendar every single week to one call and then set up certain times on Saturday morning to reach out to our customers. So like Monday evening is like phone team for customer vibes only. And then Saturday morning is kind of like where you meet up with them and give them the goodies and what have you. So wanted to let the leadership know that that's what we've done. Yeah, right. The other thing too, Tuesday we traveled to Jacksonville, right? The Jacksonville team are crazy over there. The Brick Worldwide, yes, yeah, got it going on. Yeah, the Brick Worldwide team in Jacksonville always makes a request of me to come over there and shoot presentation during what's that word? Women's History Month, which is March. So I'm very honored that I got the invitation again to go over there this Tuesday. This past Tuesday we got there, but they told me because of the time constraints and they really wanted the team as well. I ended up just talking, not showing the presentation, but was fired up. A lot of the Jacksonville champions were there with me. Very proud of them. Tam, you know, Shaibu and Adama, Christina came through. Very proud of it. And we had some Tallahassee champs who made the trip as well. It was a quickie. And that Jacksonville team is fired up on the cusp of big things happening. So very excited to be welcomed so warmly over there. And they want me to come and show the plan or something next month. But I'm hoping Campton Nadia turns that down. So I'll wait for that to happen. Right? If they can turn it down for me. Because I'm always nervous to show it in front of those champions over there. You know, but other than that, all the leaders are equipped and well studied up in the process of the new process, just getting it tight. So very excited by that. And back to any of the other Tallahassee champs. I don't know if Rod has any great updates to share. or if he's still gallivanting. He's probably gallivanting. I'm joking, Rodney. Go ahead, Rodney. Go ahead.
Still in the lab doing but no updates on my case.
Got you. Okay, no problem.
What about Jonathan or Jacksonville?
Yeah, I can go real quick. So
Volume.
can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, louder.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, it's good to use the mic, eh?
Okay, Kenneth. Yeah, so I guess the last Pace, I wasn't able to make it because I was at the team meeting they had up here for the gala team. Conte and Lata came down and pretty much had like a mini pre spring leadership, quote unquote. So it was a lot of leaders talking about meet and greet 1, meet and greet 2, pretty much the whole process, and giving their spiel on it and kind of giving more insight on it, and why there was a change and why there was a shift towards that. So it was very insightful. I learned a lot. Had a meet and greet this past Wednesday, I want to say Wednesday, and so funny story was I went there, got there like 30 minutes early. He didn't show up, and so I was like, okay, that's fine. So I left. As soon as I got home, he calls and he was like, hey, I'm so sorry, I forgot this and that. It's like, can we reschedule? And I told him, I was like, I'm sorry, man, I got appointments all booked up, so I'll give you a call when I have an opening. So you know, and he was like, oh, I can hear it in his voice. He's like, oh, okay. He's like, I understand, man. I was like, yeah, man, sorry. So yeah, but I'll talk to you later, man. And he's like, okay. And so he hung up. So I had to throw that little posture in there a little bit. And so I was contemplating whether to give him a chance. I think I'm gonna give him another chance, set up a meeting for him again. But yeah, I just been going out, talking to people, meeting new people every day, and dropping a message, setting up meet and greets. And very excited for the conference. Very excited to see everybody, all the new faces, and see everybody at the conference and meet everybody. It's been lonely up here. Yeah. But yeah, so
I'll give you a hug when I come up, okay?
But yeah, that's pretty much it. And yeah.
Okay, good.
Awesome.
Okay, so we're going to the Atlanta. We're going to the Atlanta activity report. We are Kenneth Drayton and Andre Gonzalez, directly and proudly sponsored by Campton Japan.
Damn.
I know, right? You know, few people connect. Huh? Anyway, so yeah, we have taken a deep dive into the process, you know, and just remember, it's not, you got to understand why the steps are there, because when the Waylands started it, they had actually started with 1 MG and then went to the board plan, and they found that not many people were coming to the board plan. So that's why they included a second one to build the trust and the rapport, you know, and whatnot. You know, and then on the other end, if you listen to some of the other streams, NAFTI and also the Worldwide Group, they actually have a board plan 3 and follow up 3 sometimes. You know, because you have to address all the red flags. Right. Think of it as the space shuttle. You know, if the space shuttle, if all the systems don't have green lights, you don't launch. Right. You remember the one time when it did launch? Yes. And it blew up because there was a red flag and they were like, hey, it'll be okay. No. And it blew up with the teacher and everything on board, right? So it's the same thing. You don't want to launch people into failure. Right. You know, so so you have as many follow-ups as you need until you have addressed all the red flags, you know. Right. So anyway, so we've been having MG1s and MG2s, you know. I'm not gonna go through all of them, but we had like 4 this week, you know. So I mean personally, you know. So we're very excited and we're looking forward for spring leadership, you know. This thing works. So and yeah, come on up.
Hey.
Been a nurse for 20 years, and I am sponsored by the great Reggie.
Reggie.
Kenneth, the
Hey, hey.
the superb, the great, Compton. So I actually launched my business this week. I've got this wonderful customer. I met her at FedEx. It was just amazing to be able to meet her. I was just faxing my timesheet, and somebody tried to sell her a healthy drink, a kale drink. And she said, I don't want that. I want an energy drink. So I was like, all right, we went out to the car. I said, try this. And she drank it, and she was like, I don't want one case, I want 4 cases. So I was able to sell her 4 cases. And when I delivered her the cases, she said, and I want to know who does your makeup. So she's going to be getting the makeup as well. Okay. And I was able to do 2. Well,
there was another customer there too.
Oh yeah, there was another customer right next to her, and she said, "I want a case too."
Oh,
so I'm going to give her a case as well. And Kenneth I was there. We did 2 meet and greets, right?
I've lost count.
Okay, yeah, 2 meet and greets. So and look forward to doing a whole lot more, and I'm very excited about the team.
We'll let her. I don't know if you want to do the honors. Because of that customer volume that only took 5 minutes, she's a brand new 3% 100 PV. And she has a number of people in the MG1. Right? The guy's going into MG2, so she's doing that too. Dexter.
Don't worry, I'm coming up behind you. Go get police, all right. Up next.
No. Talk about your activity report. Yeah, you won the vase twice.
Oh, yeah. Oh, skip, man. I got me hosted, right? It's too much. As far as me, I ended up winning the vase 2 weeks in a row. And that's pretty much my activity going on. That's pretty much my activity going on, and that's a big accomplishment to win the vase 2 weeks in a row. I mean, not everybody gets to take it 2 weeks in a row, especially on their first try. I mean, like I literally just started, so 2 weeks in a row, and that's something for me. So that's what's good. That's what's going on here. Oh yeah, of course.
You have customers, you have a bunch of MGs going on.
I've had that count. Yes, I've had MGs going on.
Yeah, how many MGs you have going on? How many?
Lost count, like you said, to be honest with you.
Is it 3, 4, 5?
This week we had at least about like 5.
Right.
Like about 4, like at least about 4 or 5. About 4 or 5 MGs.
Yeah.
So it's a lot to keep up with. When you on my schedule, it's a lot to keep up with. All right. Anybody else?
Yeah, ready. Come on, man. Let your upline through.
All right. Go ahead. So I did like a bunch of MG1s. A lot of people didn't make it. I'm starting to, I guess, read people better. I started actually listening to Sanjeev saying the part like where instead of just saying, okay, I guess you can't do it, I just say like, look, maybe this is not the right time for you, because if you can't read this book, it's not a priority for you. You go to your job, right? And they say, yeah, I say that's a priority, right? So you should treat it the same or better. Basically just doing a bunch of MG1s and just not bringing, just trying to drag people through the process. Actually just asking them more questions. I asked them a little more in-depth questions that's not on the streams, so I can really get a good feel of them, because I'm looking at doing life with this person in a way, from like 5 years and so on and so forth. So I don't want just anybody in my business or in Company Nadia's business, and just part of the team, period. I don't want people coming in and then cancel each other out, and then it's just, that stuff's contagious. We don't need negativity. We want sharp people that want to go somewhere. So that's basically it.
Yeah, okay.
I guess we'll just wrap up.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dexter, come on, bring them up. Come on. You got any activity? Okay. Bring up Campton now.
All right. We're gonna wrap up with Compton and Nadia. So.
You need to get something from Will Letterman. Fantastic, magnificent.
We're gonna go
more adjectives.
We're gonna go to the alphabet. In fact, I did that once. I went to the alphabet. I wrote down from A to Z, and I was putting words to I'm serious, yeah. But anyway, congratulations, you did a good job for us. Shaibu did a great thing on the product. Shaibu just like 30 minutes before we came on to do products. Thank you, Shaibu. Wonderful job. Streaming, Jonathan. You know what? You took a lot of my bullet points of what I wanted to talk about MG1. That's why I couldn't finish it up, But, good job, streaming. And Divya, you did a phenomenal job with the book. Yes, you did. Activity, I did. Again, this business is like Gilbert always say, it's a numbers game. 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. I did 5 MG1s for Navina. Of that 5, I'm getting back 1 of the book. The other book has kind of disappeared. It's floating around somewhere, not returning the call. And then we have 3 BPs, both plan ones coming up for her out of that 5. And she's not here.
Yeah.
Isn't this a phenomenal business? Yeah. That's awesome, right? Business, they're still going, But this process here for us is a new learning. Even for my sponsor, Sanjeev and Shauna, and for all of us, it's learning. And the more you do it, the better we're gonna get at it. I forgot. I'm not perfect in it. In some of my BPs, I forgot some of the questions. My MGs, I forgot 1 or 2 questions, but I did the most important one because I keep building on the next stage, and that's how come we get to the 3 BP ones. Sanjeev, and there's questions. Like one of the questions is that was asked from Celia and the team and so on. When would you allow someone to come to a PACE meeting? Well, initially I had thought that if we're going to be doing the process this way, then it's still after launch. Then we spoke with Sanjeev because Nadia invited this young lady Kyla here without finishing the process. So we have to, Sanjeev was in India, so we confirmed with him yesterday, when do you allow a new person to come to a PACE meeting? And he said, Nadia, it's a common sense business, right? You make a determination if that person that you're working with, you have a feel that they're going to go to the end of the process, that you can have them come to the PACE meeting. Again, it's not a rigid system. It's a system that has flexibility. Understand that. And every MG1 is going to be different. Every person you're working with will be different. Okay, and so Sanjeev, after speaking with him, they put together some things that the Sahai team or the Kumar team will be using. He said, here is what we are recommending for our team. And well, let's Kenneth put it out a little bit. After BP1, Sanjeev wants us to loan a lit pack and genuine handling objections and run to your ideal business, which is both share talks after the BP1. Now the other teams don't do that. See, that's what our team will be doing. So if you hear something on a streaming or whatever, do not take that as gospel, right?
What
It
you're
is
applying.
what you will be getting when you go to the function this weekend. You're going to hear more information. You're going to have more questions, right? It's all a process we're going through here. So this is what our team is going to be doing. He said after follow-up one, he wants to load the book called Household Goal, right? And Duncan Financial Stability and Bill Britt the Why, which is both shared talks. After BP2, he wants them to loan, prepare Kevin Bell, preparing for a partnership, success story of your choice, and they're also both shared talks. Another, that's Bill Bezos. After follow-up 2, Warren Fry spending versus investment, right? And Bill Britt got to succeed. Again, all shared talks. So this is some of the things that we're going to be added into the MG ones, like you said, and the BP ones, follow-up one, and so on. Okay? And whatever, I want you all to have a bunch of good time. I spoke with Sanjeev. He said he's going to try to make some time at a function this weekend to meet with our group. I want you to have some questions that you can give to me so I can have Sanjeev address it. Okay? The concerns that we would have.
Concerns, questions, anything.
And basically, this message came from Kumar, and so that's what the Kumar or probably the Gala team will be using from now on. Okay.
Awesome, good stuff. Well, just like Amta said, we've been pretty busy. The whole week has been very productive between the DTMs and the MG1. We have MG2's book, we have BP1, so there's a lot going on. All these lingos are really a lot for people to take in, and for me as well. But sometimes you have to slow down to speed up. And so Kamta and I, last couple of weeks, I think we took 3 days just to sit down, listening to all these CDs, take notes, understand what it is that we're doing. And what is the end result of all of this? What are we trying to accomplish? And come up with our own way of meshing this all together. And so, through that is what he's been using with the all the MG1 and 2 that we've been doing. So, but anyways, I just wanted to tell you guys, yesterday, my daughter at 6 o'clock yesterday morning, she got her thing in her schedule saying she has a trip to Belize yesterday, and she was like, "Mama, do you want to go with me to Belize?" And I was like, so anybody that knows me, you don't tell me about traveling, you don't tell me about going somewhere, you don't tell me any of that stuff, because that's my hobby. I love to travel.
She has an overnight bag packed for trips like
this. I do. I sure do. In my closet, have all these different suitcases just ready to go. So she told me, she says, the flight leaves at 4:50 tomorrow afternoon. So if you want to go, just let me know. And I was like, okay. So I knew I had to, I have to show you guys. Anya was in a competition yesterday in Southbridge High School. And so she won. She got her little medal here, #1 for this particular painting that she did. And so it was a really nice competition. It was a language competition. They had a whole bunch of different categories. And so she won. So I went there, attended did my motherly thing, did that, attended that, and then I was off to the airport. Huh?
That's when you saw Yoki.
That's when we saw Yoki, of course.
My daughter. And other evidence that I have a family.
Kenneth's daughter, Yoki.
We know Yoki since she was like
a little baby.
Yeah. And then to see
Watch
her
her
play
out.
soccer, like, oh my God.
Yeah, it was one of those moments where,
oh my God.
You know what she got her skills from.
We didn't recognize her.
But anyways, I had a great time. We couldn't be care, but I had a really wonderful time. We had dinner, we enjoyed, and that's why we built this business. Honestly, that is why we do what we do every single day, because we want to be able to have choices in our life. If arises that you need to go somewhere, you can just pick up and go. You don't have to ask your boss. You don't have to worry about time. You don't have to worry about a job. You don't have to worry whether or not you have money. You can just pick up and go. And so that is the whole idea of being able to do that, is that I just enjoy, spending the night in Belize. We had a great dinner, enjoy the waterfront, and just the people and the culture,
Did you
and just
dance
being
into
able
any
to.
punta?
No. And
Punta
so
music?
we had a great time, and like I said, that's why you want to get your financial freedom in being able to make your own decision, customize your life to the way you want to live, you know, what you want to do. And like I said, I would have it no other way. And whatever I have to do, whatever we have to do to make this happen, we will do it. We're ready, willing, able, and ready to go. So
and
excited.
As I picked her up from the airport, as I was driving, going to the airport to pick her up, this guy texted me and said, could we meet at 3 o'clock? Right? And I like, okay, between there, I said, absolutely. So I went and do an MG1. Right? Awesome. Yeah, pick her up too long, I don't know. In noon, we had to go to Noonan.
As a matter of fact, when the group was here, we were eating Popeyes. Now, if you know me, I'm not a fast food person. I like to cook. I like my food. But you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do. So, anyways, we had a great time. It is always a pleasure going out there and building this business, because when you're in the hunt, that's when you're the happiest. That's when things start to happen, and that's when everything goes.
Okay, I just want to say one more thing. I don't know if you ever thought about buying a new car. Anybody think about buying a car, and then all of a sudden you start seeing that color of car and the exact car. I said, like everybody, like everybody have this car now.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, but you know what? Those cars used to be there all the time, but your brain never got the message that you want to buy that car. That's why it never really looked for those cars, right? Listen to the same thing here is, I said to myself, I want to diversify my business now. I'm looking for some other nationality, Hispanics and so on. And now as I go out, you know what? That's all who I'm meeting now.
Right.
Right? And I like, whoa, Hispanic guy is there, Hispanic. You know, all of a sudden those people are there. So if you want something to happen, give your brain that signal. Right? So your brain know what it is a target. Right? Give your brain that signal who you're looking for or what you're looking for.
Awesome. Looking forward to seeing everybody this weekend. We're gonna have a great function. I know that Kenneth wanted to play the video. I guess he went out and said goodbye. But anyways, see you all at FED Leadership, Spring Leadership. It's all the same for me. Spring Leadership. I'm excited about all the new people that are going there for the first time. I know Kenneth has a complete
a new minivan.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, he's looking to fill up a 12-seater with all new people, and I know that's going to happen. You guys have a week. Every single one on his team are working really hard to get that happen. I know Tallahassee, Jacksonville, you guys all have a bunch of new people that are going to be out there. So we're excited to meet you, each and every one of them. So that's it, guys.
All right, one team. Talk to you guys later. Bye. Good job.